Hi, Kindergarten. For Asian America and Pacific Islander Month, we are going to be studying a new country, a new community. So last week, we were studying China and we were studying Chinese people and we were studying their traditions. This week, we are going to be studying all about India. And so, I have a few different books that we're going to be reading throughout the week, but this is one of Miss Bear's favorite books. It's actually made by a friend who Miss Bear met at a craft fair, which is something Miss Bear likes to do. I like to see all sorts of art that people make. And this is all about what is India like. Now, I've actually never been to India, but I think that this book will give us a really nice picture of what India is all about. Let's begin. Front cover, back cover, spine. Touch your back, touch your spine, open your mind, hands in your lap. It's story time. Priya dreams of Marigolds and Masala. And it's written and illustrated by Minel Patel. And then, best part about this book is our author wrote, it said, "To Miss Bear's class, happy reading," and then she signed her name. It really is a book that was meant for us. How special. This house is on a small street, a small city in the United States where we live. It's the only house on the street with an Indian family. It's the only house on the street that has garland of bright orange marigolds hanging on the doorway. It's the only house on the street with a family inside who passes around rotli for dinner. It's the only house on the street where an old woman emerges in a colorful sari to pick up marigolds from the garden. So here is the house that they live in. And she's sharing all of her beautiful traditions, and you're going to understand them a little bit more. Priya rushes in the house after school. She hears the clang of metal pots, smells simmering spices. Bobby Ba, sorry, Miss Bear. Bobby Ba has already started cooking dinner, but she always waits for Priya to help make rotli. So here they are. Here's Priya running in the house. The kids at school didn't know what rotli was until Priya explained. It's a type of flatbread from India. Bobby Ba mixes the flour, water, and ghee to form a long row of dough. That's kind of like the same thing we're using to make bread. Priya pinches off little pieces and rolls them into balls between her palms. Bobby Ba quickly rolls the balls out thin and round before cooking them on the stove and drizzling them with ghee. They do this together every day. And every day, Priya asks Bobby Ba, "What is India like?" So here they are, making the rotli together, and here's Priya asking, "What is India like?" She wants to know about her culture. Bobby Ba tells her India is the smell of roasted cumin and the masala at the spice market that tickles your nose. So it's really well known for its spices, right? You might have some spices at home too. It's the sound of motorbikes whizzing by, mixed with the beep beep of a tuk-tuk and the moo of a cow. So there's a lot of people there that she's talking about. She hears noises of cars, of bikes, of cows, so many different things. It's the arches and domes on buildings and the grit on the street. It's the hot sun on your face and the drenching monsoon rains. How beautiful. So there they are. The rain, all of the beautiful architecture. Nice job. Sorry, kindergarten. Something's happening. Well, we'll forget about it. It's the rainbow of saris stacked to the ceiling in a shop and the quiet swish swish of a sari with every step. So saris are things that our people in India are wearing, right? These beautiful robes that they're wearing. It's the taste of a steaming cup of cha that the cha walla hands you and the warmth of his smile to a special drink. It's the hustle and bustle of crowds, of people going this way and that way, and the mix of beliefs and traditions they carry with them. Wow, so here's the hot tea, the cha, and here's all the different people, right, who have different beliefs, but they all live together still. Maybe not in the same home, but in the same country. It's the marigolds strung up on the storefronts and the doorways of homes. It's the special flower. Some of us might have seen marigolds. You might have seen them for Dias de las Muertes. Some of us work with them too. Priya asks Bobby Ba, "Will you take me to India?" Bobby Ba replies, "Maybe one day we will be able to go there." Priya thinks for a moment. "Do you miss it?" "Sometimes, yes. But then I remind myself that India is here, in the marigolds from our garden and the smell of roasted cumin. And the swish of your sari," Priya adds. Bobby Ba smiles. "India is with us in the things that we do every day." They sit down for dinner with the whole family and pass the rotli. Bobby Ba said a very important message. She said her culture, right, the place she calls home is with her, even if they're not living in that country. In the winter when it snows, Priya notices that Bobby Ba doesn't go outside in the morning because there are no marigolds to pick. Priya wonders if this makes Bobby Ba miss India even more. So she notices, right? They can't go and pick marigolds, so her Bobby Ba is not outside as much. The next day at school, Priya makes little orange marigolds out of paper during art class. When the class crowds around to see what she is doing, she tells them about the marigolds and the masala and the beep beep and the tuck tucks. One by one, they join in to make the longest garland of marigolds that Priya has ever seen. Who do you think they're making that for? I wonder. Oh, look at. She's getting a high five. She's putting up the marigolds. Bobby Ba's face lightens up when she sees the garland of paper marigolds hung on the doorway. Priya says the kids at school were excited to hear about India. They helped me make this garland. Bobby Ba's smiles grow even bigger. She gathers Priya up in her arms and says, "Sharing India with others is the very best way to carry it with you." That's a really important line, right? And that applies for India, but that also applies for all of our family and culture, right? Sharing it with others is an amazing way to carry it in your hearts. Halfway across the globe is a house on a small street in a small city in Gujarat, India. It's one of the many houses on the street that has a garland of bright orange marigolds hanging in the doorway. It's one of the many houses on the street with a family inside who passes around rudely for dinner. It's one of the many houses on the street where an old woman emerges in a colorful sari to pick marigolds for her garden. So they're now talking about a house in India. And so this is a really beautiful page because it's giving us examples of what everything is that we just read in the story. It's talking about marigolds and how the flowers are from native to Mexico and Central America, and they carry different meaning for cultures all around the world. It's talking about baba, which is a word known for mom or grandmother, and this story is specifically about the grandmother. It's talking about cha, which is chai, the type of tea that people drink. It's talking about mandir, which is a place of worship. You saw all the beautiful buildings. It's talking about rotli, which is that thin bread they were making. It's talking about ghee, which is a butter that has been used. It's talking about a sari, which is a specific type of clothing. It's talking about a tuk-tuk, which is kind of like a vehicle, like a bus. It's also talking about a wala, which is someone who sells different types of items. So that just kind of gives you a sense, right, of all about India. We're going to be reading so much more about it this week. However, what I want you to do right now, first thing, is you are going to be telling me the beginning, what happened at the beginning of this book, what happened at the middle of this book, and what happened at the end of this book. This might be a little tricky for you. What helps me when I'm doing it, I'm going to show you, is I take out a paper and I might draw. So I remember at the beginning of the book, she was talking about her house, right? And all the different things that they have in their house. The marigolds. In the middle of the book, her grandmother and her. We're talking all about India, so I might draw some things. And at the end of the book, her family is sitting around eating. So that's my example of what happened at the beginning, middle, and end of the book. You are going to get to do your own. Now, I also want to make an important announcement for Miss Bear's class on this video. In this book, they said, talking about your culture is one way to make it so close to home. On our Seesaw, I've made a blog for us. And on that blog, you are going to have the opportunity to do a family and culture share. If you've already done one in class, great. I am so impressed and loved seeing it in class. If you would like to do it again on Seesaw, you are more than welcome to. However, this is also an opportunity for anyone who has not done their family culture share to do it. This is an optional project, but I think it will be a really beautiful way for us to all share about our families and cultures with one another. I can't wait to see your beginning, middle, and end of your story on Seesaw, and I really hope to see your family culture share there as well. You can turn it in for your family culture share. We're going to be doing a party about that. We're going to be doing it on the 27th, so before the 27th. You have time. Can't wait to see.